Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on June 3rd. Let's take a look at our charts and see how these markets played out today. Good back and forth in action across the cattle market today. Both feeders and fats seeing a nice early rally, pushing up to new weekly highs before retreating late in the day. These August live cattle opened up and initially just drove right above our bull pivot there at 211, pushing up nearing 213. We did see price stall out there, start to retreat before sellers really got aggressive there right around 10:40 Mountain Time, seeing price push all the way back down to nearing 209. We did see good support step in at last week's point of control. This is a good spot. We're seeing buyers step in and support this market. We didn't see a big bounce late in the day, but the fact that price was able to stay supported in this 209 to 209.85 area is a good sign. We do want to see the bulls be aggressive early tomorrow and push out of this area. We do see we are seeing continued higher lows and higher highs as well, seeing a nice good shape here on our lower time frame trend, seeing prices drifting higher. There have been some aggressive sell-offs throughout along the way here, but the bulls are continuing to step in and support this market. Going into tomorrow's action, we want to make sure that the bulls are able to hold this 209 to 209 and a quarter. This is a pretty key level that we want to hold that point of control from last week and to avoid any continued selling pressure. If we do see breakdowns tomorrow coming in with offers below our low today at 209.15, wouldn't be surprised to see the selling accelerate and push this market down towards this 206, 207 area, as we have defined a range here between 211 and 206. We did have a nice push out of it today, but we continue to see a lot of this recent action being played out in between 206 and 211. If we do get that breakdown below last week's point of control, expect to see this 206 to 207 area trade pretty quickly. Could see this market flush lower. Here on our higher time frames, we do have plenty of support down here in between our major moving averages. We do have this rising 50-day moving average coming up here at 204.38. If price does sell off and push back down towards 206, we could see this market just carve out a range here, about a $5 range, it's $5-6 range. So be looking for that if we do get offers below today's low. However, we did see good support here, and if the bulls are able to step back in and get a nice bit of momentum off the opening range tomorrow, we could see price push back up towards the prior day's high, which is today's high up here near 213. Be looking for at the low end of this trend channel here. Be looking for the bulls to be aggressive and try and get this market climbing back out of here if they want to keep this lower time frame trend intact. Big picture uptrend still is intact. We do expect to see the bulls continue to hold from here. Just want to start getting cautious if we do get those offers below 209, as we could see a flush. And from there, we just want to wait and see how this market acts at the low end of this range. Over to the August feeders now. August feeders, same story today with that early rally followed by that breakdown right around 10:30, 10:45 Mountain Time. This market was able to hold the $3 level and push back up and close basically unchanged on the day. So good sign for the feeders managing to stay steady on the day following that aggressive sell-off late. We continue to see higher lows here as well and higher highs, seeing this market slowly trying to reverse from this recent pullback. Just the bears sure aren't making it easy here with some good pushback and some aggressive sell-offs we've seen over the last 2 weeks that have kept this market from really getting rolling higher, but the uptrend still remains intact. The bulls are still in charge here at the moment. We just having to chew through plenty of this prior supply. Look for the uptrend to continue. If we do get offers below $3 tomorrow, this is another market. Wouldn't be surprised to see offers below $3 take us back down to 295 in a hurry. Over here, 296 most likely is going to be the first stopping point. We've got this prior range low and this last week's point of control right there at 295.82. Be looking for price if we get offers below 3 to start heading back down towards these range lows. But in the meantime, good support late in the day at our bull pivot right here around $3 to 301. Look for bids above this closing price tomorrow. look for the bulls to try and push this market back higher and get that momentum back on their side. Over to the July corn futures now. Today we saw a pretty indecisive day. We did get that overnight push down below this 436 level. Price did rally up back into this zone by the time the U.S. session opened. We did see on our lower time frame here, once the U.S. session opened, we did just trade in about a 6-cent range here between 436 and 442. Price just stalling out here at the moment. A bear pivot holding, keeping prices contained. If we do start to get bids above today's high, wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback here, as we have had about 6 or 7 red days in a row here. This down pressure's downtrend is still in control, but we could be seeing some of the bulls stepping in here from these prior demand zones to try and push back on price a little bit, push back on those bears, and get this market pulling back a little bit. However, this downtrend still remains intact, and I do expect the bears to remain aggressive and continuing to sell this market back down towards $4. Over to the crude oil market now. Price continuing to balance out here in the 60 to 64 area. Today, price hanging out inside the prior day's range, up here just shy of 64. Balancing out, crossing back and forth across the 50-day moving average. Not really in a hurry to break out higher, but price not falling back to these range lows yet either. Going into tomorrow, if we do get bids above 64, I wouldn't be surprised to see a nice break here and this market get pretty bullish. Above 64, we could see a pretty technical pop here up to this 200-day moving average in the high 60s. But if not, expect to see this market just continuing to trade back down across this range, back and forth, and remain choppy. Equity markets continue to see good accumulation. Each of our indexes rallying today, picking up some good ground. The S&P getting close to the 6,000 mark again, having a nice rally off the opening range this morning, pushing higher all day long and closing up here near the highs. Good concentration of volume up here, looking like we could see a nice breakout tomorrow, pushing above 6,000 and really getting this second leg running. NASDAQ is the strongest of the indexes here. Definitely tech sector is leading. Seeing upside here as well. The Dow is trying to catch up. We do have a pretty good level here right around 43,000 to 43,200. If we see continued momentum to the upside here and a breakout above 43, we could really start to see those Dow stocks start rolling. Pretty good participation across each of these indexes here. Good accumulation, good buying activity across the board. This market remains to look very bullish. Be looking for more upside here in the stock market. That's all we got for today. Everyone have a good evening.